Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Continuing on with our single-player adventure here. Let's see, what should... you know what, let's, those are for DLC later down the road. Now, let's try something different. Is there a random? Oh, I don't have a random cart option. Alright, leaf tires, and... why not? Alright, so, continuing on with our single-player adventure. First episode we did Mushroom and Flower. Last episode we did Star and the Special Cup. Now, we'll head towards the more special cups here, in the form of the Egg and the Crossing Cup, inspired by Animal Crossing. So, let's get into it. The Egg Cup. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I think when Mario Kart 8 first came out for the Wii U, I think the cups that we're playing now were part of a DLC. I'm not entirely sure. Oh, I mistimed the. See, if you tail behind someone close enough and long enough, you'll be able to slipstream. Alright, let's move right along to the next race here. Oh, the Excitebike track. This track may be simplistic in its, size or length, but it's the obstacles on the course. This is actually inspired by an 8-bit NES classic Excite Bike. And some of the track layout is also inspired by what you might find in that game. It's basically a motocross game. And although you could save a track on the cartridge, I don't think the save mechanic necessarily worked, or at least as far as I know, I couldn't get it to work. I mean, you save your track course, but then the game just freezes up or locks up. You know, it doesn't give you an option to go back to a menu or anything. So it kind of So I think what it has you do is basically turn off and turn on the power again if you wanted to play an actual race. But of course, we live in a world with save states and emulators now, so we needn't have to put ourselves through that. Oh. Second place ain't bad. Still number 1 in the standings. Alright, next race. The Dragon Driftway. Alright, next race. Mute City. This track inspired by another racing game Nintendo published called F-Zero. It's the game where a character named Captain Falcon is from. So I tried to find it online, but to no avail. Apparently, there used to be a short-lived anime that was briefly translated by whom else besides the Four Kids crew, and I believe the character who played Tristan Taylor and Yusei Fudo in the Yu-Gi-Oh series actually voiced the character who would become Captain Falcon. So yes, Yusei Fudo is Captain Falcon. I mean, that's one of the criticisms a lot of people have with the Four Kids dubbing, is that they use a lot of the same actors. I mean, you could say the same thing about the Funimation guys, but, you know, I mean, grand scheme of things, does anyone really care too much about that? I mean, as long as the anime's good, right? Of course, when it comes to animes, I think a lot of people have a criticism that say, oh, the subtitled versions of episodes are better than the dubbing, you know? Because I think what it is that there's like, see, the subtitled versions of anime, some would argue, is like the more true to the original vision of a story, and, you know, not quite as heavy on the censorship, because, you know, Japan has a different set of rules and edicts as far as what is acceptable and not acceptable, that we here in the States, you know, we have this sense of sensibility or whatever. I mean, to some extent it makes sense, but others it just doesn't. Oof. Nope, still first place. All right. All right. For the interests of saving hardware space and shortening the video ever so slightly, we'll skip the highlight reel here. And I take the gold. But we're not quite finished yet. We still have another cup to go through. Alright, alright, let's change up the cart again. Bone Rattler. Crimson Slim, and yeah, well, we'll do the Animal Crossing Parasol, why not? And we'll do the Crossing Cup here. I mean, ultimately, I mean, some cart customizations do give you some benefits over others, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's all balanced, so. Okay, so the thing about Baby Park first originated in GameCube. This track is, like, small, like, very short and long. So this particular race actually has 7 laps instead of the usual 3. It's also entirely possible to effectively lap other racers in this particular course because it's so small. Not a particularly good place, but I could probably make up for it in the other 3 races, maybe. But yeah, as I was saying earlier, I was recording some episodes of this other game, Cult of the Lamb, and I checked my computer, and the space is filling up fast with all these recordings. So I'm going to have to try my best to invest in an external drive. I mean, I have an external drive, but I've been using that mainly for regular computer backups. I mean, if I can have another drive to where I can just stash the videos onto, then I can back up my PC a lot easier than before. Because last time I tried to back up my PC, there was too much to back up, I guess. So I'm going to have to try again at some point. Or I suppose another option I have is probably just formatting the backup drive I've got and then just recreating a backup, just to make sure that there aren't any erroneous repeats or broken files. I don't know. But of course, I mean, that's first world problems. You don't come here to listen to people whine, especially since there's not enough cheese to go with it. Not unlike this place where there's a lot of cheese, but that's beside the point. Okay, gotta keep up the momentum. Especially if I want to win first place, at least. So, Wild Woods. Can't remember if this was I didn't happen to see it before I clicked it. Ah, jeez. Well, that's disappointing. Oh well. I mean, technically, I already, as I said in previous episode, I already got the gold in all these races, so I guess this is just for fun now. So, the Crossing Cup, Animal Crossing, inspired by Nintendo's other franchise, well, Animal Crossing. And along the sidelines, you'll see characters from the game. Oops. Okay, well, I got the silver in this one, but... Alright, so if I'm not mistaken, I believe that's it for this episode. Yeah, let me just double check this. Whoops. Yep, that's it for episode 3. Tune in next time to episode 4, where we take on the Shell Cup and the Banana Cup. Alright, well, thanks for watching.